Hey guys, it's YOU WACK, and on Monday, I actually got my wisdom teeth taken out, and while I was basically dying, Blizzard decided to update Overwatch once again. This is like the 5th or 6th time that Blizzard has updated the game in the past couple of months, whether it's on PTR or in the experimental mode, and a lot of times that could seem good for the game, because we're progressing the game forward by either nerfing powerful heroes, reworking heroes that don't seem to have a place in the game, or buffing heroes that seem very unmeta. But what I wanted to talk about for this very simple commentary, because I'm in a lot of pain and I don't want to talk for too long, is if that's good for the game. And I know that's a strange subject to talk about, but when you're always changing the game or updating as frequently as Blizzard has, which isn't a bad thing necessarily, but that just kind of means that the game is never going to have a stable period where we can really learn the game. Because just take recently for an example, Double Shield was the meta to go with, Sigma and Orisa, but then Sigma got nerfed and Roadhog got buffed. And now we have to think about Roadhog being the meta hero, and now we have to think about the support heroes to use against him. But now recently on Tuesday, after I had a bunch of dudes up in my mouth and I missed the Tuesday update, pause, but like that is what happened. Now Moira is getting reworks to the point where, okay, well, is Moira going to be good in this meta? So now we have to think about what tanks to use and what support heroes to use, all because the game changed so fast in a matter of 2 weeks. And if you don't even know what changes I'm talking about in regards to Moira, I will get into the Moira changes very, very quickly, but I really did want to focus on the roller coaster of patches that Blizzard is bringing to the game, because that can sometimes make the community sick with having to learn the game over and over, week in and week out, where this is kind of the opposite of how it was back during the GOATS meta, where they were very methodical, they were very slow, they were taking their time with changing all the heroes. Now it just seems like there's a new meta hero every single week. Roadhog's the meta hero, Genji's the meta hero, Mei's the meta hero, Zarya's the meta hero, Moira's the meta hero, Brigitte's the meta hero, Brigitte. It just seems like Brigitte is the meta hero every single week. And it's like, okay, Blizzard, calm down. Can you just take your time, maybe? Just think about what you're doing before you make Genji meta hero, then you revert him back. Because what's the point of bringing these changes if you're just going to revert them back? Because not only is that a massive cock tease, but you've also just wasted time changing a hero that ultimately was just going to revert back to what it was originally, when you could have spent that time really honing in on a hero that actually needs a change, like Bastion or Reaper or anybody that isn't played a lot and that doesn't win a lot for teams. And that's what I think could happen now with Moira, with all these reworks coming. She's at the top, but now these big changes are coming to where now it's going to bring her down. People are going to complain about Moira not being powerful. They're going to buff her again and say, oh, okay, let's just calm down a little bit. Now let's talk about the Moira changes really quickly so you can just kind of see how impactful these changes can be for Moira, but also how detrimental this could be if they decide to revert the Moira changes back again a couple weeks after people complain about them. So a lot of these changes are nerfs where the benefit can only be seen if you're actually, good and accurate with Moira, but the Biotic Grasp, just a straight up nerf. Now there's less of a chance for you to be able to hit your target because the angle is now less, to where you're less likely to get the sucky suck off. But the damage orb here received most of the changes, where if you actually hit an enemy with it, it actually sticks to them and can go upwards of 120 damage, just as long as they don't get like a Zarya bubble or something to cure of the damage orb. And it also can only hit the wall by 1, and it also gets destroyed by an enemy shield, but at least the speed can go a little bit faster to where you're able to hit an enemy a little bit more heads on. And Moira's Fate ability that was part of a failed experiment is back, which is starting to make me think that they're trying to get this into the actual live servers, because now you're able to fade and get any allies in a 6-meter radius around you in that fade ability as well. So this makes it so that you're able to negate the Zarya grab and Sigma ultimate. Even though you can't escape it, you can still protect yourself. Yeah, they did increase the cooldown by 2, but it's like, okay, big changes to Moira here. And Reaper got some changes to make him even worse, to where now he's not able to Wraith form out of a Zarya grab or Sigma ultimate. So it's like these changes just kind of came out of left field. I think the thing that makes Overwatch players the most upset when it comes to Blizzard updating Overwatch is that they bring unnecessary changes. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that the Moira changes or the Reaper changes are unnecessary, but ask yourself, are those the 2 heroes that you want Blizzard to focus on when it comes to updating or at least experimenting with? You can probably think of other heroes, most notably maybe with Roadhog, or maybe most notably especially with Bastion whenever it comes to a powerful or underpowered hero. But I often have to remind myself, along with others, that this is the experimental card. Blizzard is supposed to use this card to bring wacky and fun experiments to heroes. That's what they did in the very first week, and that's also what they did with the Moira changes a couple weeks back. It's just kind of funny that the same Moira experiment is back for the second week. We've already experimented with this science project before. Why do you need to bring it? Oh, maybe it's because they actually want to bring it onto live servers. I don't know. I'm still confused as to what the experimental card really is in Blizzard's eyes, because I really do see it as a PTR, even though it's not the PTR, but it does unlock the ability for Blizzard to frequently update the game and make a lot of the changes to metas that we really don't like. But is that really healthy to expect your community to be able to consume all these changes week in and week out? Hey, Genji mains, your heroes suck for the last couple of years, but now you're really good. For only 2 weeks. Hey, Roadhog mains, you're the star of the show, but don't get too excited because we might just revert the changes back. Hey, main tank players, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings for the past couple of months. We're gonna buff Sigma and buff Orisa to make sure that they're the meta tanks for right now. Hey, Reaper mains, listen, I know we just nerfed you recently. We're gonna make you the meta DPS hero for the next couple of weeks, but then we're gonna nerf you. Yeah, those are good changes that they keep on top of, but it almost seems like Blizzard is putting dollar store band-aids on a broken leg when they really should invest in seeing a doctor to be able to fix the broken leg rather than just patching it up very quickly and hoping that sticks, even though it probably won't and will just cause even more problems. And that's exactly what they did about a year ago when they tried to deal with the GOATS meta. They took a very long time to figure out what they want to do with the GOATS meta rather than just blindly nerfing a Reinhardt or Brigitte or Zenyatta. They took their time and found out the best change was just to bring the 2-2-2 composition, but that did take some time. But now they're doing the complete opposite route and just throwing axes being metaphors for patch updates, and just hoping that something does stick and fixes the game. While the Roadhog changes did fix the double shield meta, it brought a new meta that could potentially also make players hate the game of Overwatch. And then soon enough, they're gonna change Roadhog, and then it'll just bring a new meta in town that'll make sure that there's a specific DPS composition that people hate playing. It's like nothing ever works. There's always going to be pros and cons to Blizzard decisions. They take 6 months to find a solution. Well, it's going to be a good permanent solution, but it takes 6 months to find. They frequently change the game week in and week out. The meta is forever changing. They have a ban system in place, so the meta naturally changes, but heroes don't change in themselves, but then people's favorite hero isn't playable for that week. That's why I kind of like the ban system, because it's not like we have to necessarily nerf the meta heroes. We just have to wait for them to get banned so that the meta just changes every single week, but not the hero. And I hate not coming up with a solution, but it just seems like the Overwatch community is just kind of split on how Blizzard handles this. You know, they like the changes, but they also don't like the results of it unless it's in their favor. Right now, the meta is in my favor, so that's why I don't really mind the changes, but it's up until they nerf Roadhog, bring back double shield, that's like, all right, well, that was kind of useless changes that you brought a couple weeks ago. Why cock tease us, bro? Well, I don't know, just let me know. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.